Hello.
Hello. Good day to you all.
How are we?
We're all right. How are we doing, Richards?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad.
I'm going to apologise first. Obviously, we've just been having a chat. My voice is really spot. I have been under the weather since Wales.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and
come to Wales and get sick.
Yeah. And I've been sick for 2 weeks, and now I'm losing my voice just before I go away. And also, I've shaved my head again.
Yeah.
So.
Damn it! Need to edit that photo now. We need to change
I don't know. I mean, I change
logo
all the time, so you got to at least keep the old one.
Yeah, that's why I just keep a hat on, because it doesn't matter what happens. I mean, my hair's pretty long.
You've got really good hair. You can do anything with your hair. When I come and see you in Cal, I realised you're both tall, handsome chaps with good heads of hair, and I need to fix up, look sharp.
We do apologise. Callum is not here. We're just recording one in a day. He's probably at work.
Yeah,
we just wanted to get something in to cover over the Mario trailer. What did you watched it? Did you watch it when it came out? I watched it about 10 minutes later. I forgot all about it until I saw it pop up, and I thought, I've got to watch this. I watched it 3 times to have a look at what was going on.
I would have to say I did. I knew it was coming. I was actually looking forward to seeing it, and I had it popped up live, ready. 10 minutes. I even tweeted out to.
Wasn't it like 9:10 or something? It was like a really random.
9:05.
Yeah, that's it. I got on it about 9:15. You tweeted Chris Pratt. What did you tell him?
I tweeted from the 16-bit rival.
Work on your Italian accent, please.
Well, I don't think there's going to be an Italian accent, but
no.
I mean, we will get to Chris Pratt afterwards. But yeah, I tweeted Chris Pratt. Really looking forward to see what you do with Mario. It's from the 16-bit rival Twitter account, and yeah, hashtag.
What were your thoughts?
Thoughts. Immediate thoughts were, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I have to say, I think, I think they've nailed the characters. It looks just like a game. I think the characters are really well made. From the trailer, I mean, Jack Black just blew it away, didn't he? I think he did a really good Bowser.
I would say we can get to Chris Pratt's voice, but I would say that as a animated feature film, the animation looks incredible. This is
really
high quality animation.
But Illumination are known for that. When you look at the minions and
they are, but this almost seems like a step above.
Definitely looks much crisper.
It's definitely like everything. All the characters look great. Bar Mario's flat ass, which is literally
his face was a bit weird as well, wasn't it? It just slightly. I don't know if it's because we don't tend to see Mario that animated.
I think
I guess
when he sort of
grimaced
at the beginning, it looked a bit weird, but then when he sort of stretched out, it looked normal and like, okay, this is Mario. I think because obviously it's going to be a bit more expression. There's going to be there is going to be that you need to get familiar with the way it looks and be comfortable with the way it looks.
Yeah, I mean, first thoughts for me was they haven't done a Sonic.
No,
which is great because what happened with that, where remember we saw that atrocious, randomly weird looking Sonic.
They
have stuck to it.
Stuck to a good template, and everybody.
But that's Nintendo, isn't it? Nintendo, boom, they won't really change too much. And I think with their title character, I think they would make sure it's 100%. And they're 100% happy with it before they even
Twitter backlash fixed the Sonic movie, I think.
And
it's actually an example of when Twitter backlash is good, and it does some good work. But I think if we start off the top, we've obviously said the animation was quality and top, and I don't think, but I know Mario was like Bowser was basically perfect.
I've got a clip. I've got a picture of him here. We can probably pop in. There's a picture of him there.
Yeah.
And that's just amazing.
And it was like, he looks, I think, incredible. And I love the penguins, and I love and he's like,
so the penguins. I was thinking, they're from Super Mario 64, aren't they? When you go to
they've been in Super Mario 64. I believe they've been in a handful of other games since. Like,
I can't remember them being
new Super Mario games, the 2D ones. I believe they're in some of those.
So like that I mean, that's cool. Just skipping through it now. So we've got Bowser's basically on a ship, which is a volcano. That's quite new. You don't, usually they are proper ships, aren't they? They've changed that up, which looks really menacing.
He's basically brought a final level as a spaceship.
Yeah.
And I think Bowser, as Jack Black as Bowser, is quality, and a Kamek at the beginning as well.
Yeah, Kamek's just popping in there on that little. Obviously, we're going to play the trailer. There he is. There's Kamek.
He looks great. He sounds great. All the Koopas, quality.
And I like that they're using the Koopas very much a bit like Minions. You saw a couple of them doing funny things in the backgrounds and stuff.
One with an eye patch. One was hiding in his shell.
Yeah,
and I think Jack, like I said, Jack Black, you could feel Jack Black in it. Like when he says open the gates, you could barely tell it was Jack Black. But when he did the I do not, that was like very Jack Black. Even the facial expressions, you could almost see Jack Black's.
Yeah, so he is.
there he is. There. And you
that's them hiding their shells and just looking at the armies and.
It's a lot of character that is going into all of this, like, and the penguins are great as well. The king penguin. That's just a taste of our fury.
I thought that was brilliant. They're like lobbing snowballs, and it's like
one Koopa gets absolutely splattered. Is the only one who gets
splattered. It looks. Obviously, we didn't see Peach.
No, but there was that McDonald's leak.
Yes, and this is where I saw the Mario leak as well. That they leaked his face, didn't they?
It looks like that was real because the face is basically the same.
Yeah,
so
it was. He had the grimacy face, didn't he, from one of the scenes, which is obviously they captured it from. But no, it just looks, it looks amazing, doesn't it? You know when you see, cutscenes in some games, don't you? And they're absolutely unreal. But then, like you see some movies, and we always question, don't you, when you look at CGI and things. But this just looks, really good.
If from the airship to the fire to the detail on Bowser.
Yeah, like look at that. That's just
it's. And the thing is, this doesn't even really do it justice when we're looking through compression of YouTube and whatnot. When you go and watch this at the cinema.
Yeah, I'm so looking forward to seeing this. Really,
and it's going to be obviously kid friendly. It's Mario. It's not
this facial expression here, that's Jack Black to be.
That's exactly what I was talking about. Where he's like,
he's like,
I do not. He does a little chuckle and he's like, I do not, and then he just destroys them. But perfect. It's just ingenious casting. This is where some of the discourse comes on when people are discussing, particularly Chris Pratt's voice.
Mm-hmm.
I said this to my brother. I said, "What who would you have got? What would you have liked to have heard? Because Mario doesn't talk, and he hasn't really ever.
Well, I
he
mean,
does the "Let's go, it's a
yeah.
me."
My original thoughts were, Charles Martinet is still alive, the voice of many characters in Mario. And I thought it was a bit disrespectful at first to not have him as the character, but then I think he would almost be being, when you then bring in Jack Black, and the cast that they brought in, I think he kind of then becomes a lesser known entity, So when you, I mean, to most of us, we know who he is, but if you're not a gamer, and and then and you see, and they did a trailer, and it was like Jack Black is Bowser, and Charles Martinet is Mario, and you're like, who's that?
Yeah,
like some people will say that. Who's that? And I just think they had to not. Yeah, when I've watched after seeing this, I think they had to not go with him because of the cast they've made, and the how famous they are and stuff. But it'll be interesting. Again, they have still kept that Chris Pratt talk. That his voice is still not being used. So we will see.
I mean, Charles Martinet basically said, "I don't feel like a full feature film with my Mario voice would work." Whether he was just saying that because obviously it's not him, it's different topic. But Toad as well.
Toad
was great. I thought.
I thought Toad was good
because Toad's got that screechy voice.
Yes, and they did that really well. Actually,
nailed it with the talking and having that inflection in the actual voice. I thought was perfect. I honestly thought that's a great Toad voice.
No, I thought it was really good actually. I just like and I like that the backlash. There hasn't really been a backlash as such with the trailer. A lot of people were a lot of people were skeptical of it, weren't they? And you could tell like from when they said that they were showing the trailer at this time. There was a lot of people who were gearing up to absolutely slate it. You could see them talking about, I can't wait to, see how bad it is and things. And I just thought, after watching it, the first time I watched it, I was like, wow, this is amazing. But then I kind of thought, I've got to watch it again because that's the Mario fan in me. I thought I was just like, wow, am I just like being, just amazed because it's a Mario film, and growing up having watched Mario and having watched that terrible film from
honestly. I'm honestly very surprised that this type of animation hasn't happened sooner.
Yeah, 100%. But then have they not done that because maybe they were sort of waiting for the quality to improve a little bit?
I don't know. Obviously, this is a step above. Obviously, the more the years pass, the better the animation's going to get.
Yeah.
But 10 years ago, 20 years, 15 years ago.
Yeah, I think my thing for them, I think, is an interesting choice the way they've gone with it. It is and it isn't. It's interesting because, like most other, if you look at Sonic, for instance, they go from their world coming into our world. Yeah, and most other adaptations of video games and things are made more realistic to try and bring in that.
I don't realistic.
No, and they obviously did try that. That's what they did with the old film, which was rubbish. But I like that they stuck with this and they're going to keep to this story. Like we haven't seen Donkey Kong. Keep forgetting that Donkey Kong's in this as well. Yeah.
I mean, there's so many characters. That's the one thing I'm intrigued about, how they're going to manage to fit so many characters, because this trailer sort of sets a tone. Obviously, had the little Luigi bit at the end, running away from the dry bones and whatever.
But I think this opens up a massive, saw a few tweets about it, haven't seen this. They were like, this is great. Could we see a Luigi's Mansion spin-off, coming out of Halloween? Could this be the Mario, the Mario universe, where we get other, Toad's Treasure Trove adventures, Donkey Kong, I mean, I would watch them. I would 100% go and watch, Donkey Kongs and stuff like that. One of the things I'm gonna bet money on it now. The introduction to Donkey Kong, I will. If it doesn't happen, I will. I don't know what I'll do something, but I think the introduction to Donkey Kong will be very similar to the original Donkey Kong game. Mario he'll be on top of a building doing something in a rage or something stupid, and he'll start throwing stuff. And he'll like zoom out and he'll be like running up, like going up a ladder or something. If they don't do that,
there's going to be loads of little touches that you might probably.
That would be the main touch for me that I would. See,
I think all the characters are going. It's going to be interesting to see all the characters, and let's be real. There's going to be hardly anybody who's happy with the representation of every character.
No. Like I say, obviously, it looks like the story is based on the stars, as we would have.
So do we think? Is
it just one?
Do we think, Ridges, that Bowser kidnaps the princess, or not?
I think if you're going down the normal route, then yes. But I think unless there's more than one star, maybe she does have a star. I'm not sure. If he's got his star and he's happy with it, I think it'll be more of them all teaming up against him. Maybe he does kidnap her at some point, but I think it's going to be a team up to try and tackle Bowser and his army. I think that's where it's heading with the amount of characters we got.
Yeah, because that does seem like a they've set it up like Bowser, this big threat, and he's just destroyed a whole city of penguin people. Yeah. And then Mario comes and flops in on the mushrooms.
Yeah, so interestingly,
he's going to need some Super Mario powers.
Yeah, what are we thinking about this here? So, he comes from the pipe, but then he doesn't seem to know Toad.
He must know Toad. And so this is what I was thinking. He doesn't seem to know. He must have been introduced to Toad before this scene because he's like, come on, Mario, let's go. He uses his name. Unless there's bits obviously cut out from this where they do it. But the first sort of interaction with Toad where he's like, don't eat that mushroom, you're going to die sort of thing. And then
that looked like the original them seeing each other because he was like, whoa, like what, like a talking mushroom. He was like, oh. But yeah, are we thinking, I mean, like, I hope they don't, but when I watched it the last time, I was thinking, is this going to be like a Chris Pratt is a plumber and somehow gets teleported and becomes Mario?
You mean like a real life thing, and then he ends up going?
Yeah, where he comes through and becomes this world. Yeah, he becomes Mario.
It could be. I've heard that theory.
I don't just the way like he came out the pipe then and stuff. Like if it's Mario's used to going through pipes and things. I'm not sure. Yeah. Who knows? We'll see. But that was just something.
Could be used to going through pipes, but I feel like Toad's brought him here to help fight Bowser.
Yeah.
Something like that. And
it's just interesting, it's not
that's where he looks a little bit weird, but then when he sort of gets back out, you're like, okay, sort of this is a Mario face I'm more familiar with.
Yeah.
But it's going to be more, there's going to be more expression on a high budget animated film than a Mario 64 and N64 graphics. You know what I mean?
And half the time you don't see his face anyway because he's you're like running behind it. Yeah, so I don't know.
So I think the designs are great.
Yeah, I like the Mushroom Kingdom looks really good. It's all the detail in the background is amazing as well, isn't it? Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. You looking forward to it as well?
I am really looking forward to it, and I think
maybe if we can set something up, we could find somewhere midway and go watch it as a 16-bit rival team if you want.
Yeah, well, I'd be happy to do that. I don't know if Callum's too interested in the Mario movie, but it's an excuse to get together. Yeah. Can't say no, really, can he?
Yeah.
I think that would be good fun, actually. Go watch the movie.
Yeah.
Give our impressions on the movie. It's not out till April.
No, it is a way away, but that again gives us a chance
Friday
to
before my birthday.
Oh, is it?
Well, my birthday. It's the week before my birthday. My birthday is around that same sort of time.
I was thinking maybe we could go. Like, I'll send you some logistics, but I think we could go to a city that's not far away from us both.
Yeah.
To the cinemas now.
Yeah. No, I'd be well up for that. That'd be good fun. Be good to go watch this as well. I think there's going to be more trailers, isn't there? Really?
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
This is a very short snippet.
There's Toad with his little treasure. He's got his proper backpack on. That's brilliant.
Yeah, and you can tell he's going to be Toad's going to be probably the center of the humor.
I think so. Yeah. No, it's interesting. I'm looking forward to it. Like you say, they wrapped it up, didn't they? With the the Super Mario Bros. Movie.
The logo looks quality.
Yeah.
I like the Mario Brothers font. The classic font. And I like this little bit here where it does a little music numbers for the names as well.
Yeah.
And click to the thing. I think they're in good hands. I honestly do. Keegan-Michael Key as Toad's great. Luigi looks awesome.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of characters to fit in, and I feel like some of them probably won't.
See, I think this could tease on to Luigi's Mansion because, like, he's obviously in the horror. Like, well, he's not in the horror, but he's at the castle, isn't he? It looks like he's in there. He's in Bowser's sort of place that we saw at the beginning of the trailer. There we go. April 7th.
April 7th. Yeah, I would say. This has made me more excited for the movie.
Yeah.
And that's only a good thing. And I think the general consensus is it was a quality trailer. Again, Chris Pratt's voice, he's got that sort of, it's basically unashamedly Chris Pratt, but with sort of he's going to bring that Brooklyn out in Mario, I think.
Yeah.
New York accent, which is fine. And again, over a 2-hour movie.
Do you think it's going to be 2 hours, though? You know, I don't think it's going to be that long.
Not a full 2 hours. I do think some of the characters will only be on screen for 5-10 minutes. We won't get a full. We'll get an introduction to them, but not a in-depth thing because there's just too many for them to.
Yeah, I think you'll get an introduction scene, and then you'll see them in the end game. The final few minutes, they'll be in the background. They'll have like a couple of clippets where they're probably, you might see Donkey Kong swinging a couple of the bad guys and doing something like that. But yeah, no, I agree. With that. I think I think it's going to be Bowser, Toad, Mario, Luigi, and Peach. Yeah. They'll be your 5. They'll be the main character.
100%. I think we can see obviously Bowser's going to be the big threat center stage, and I think they're going to really sort of utilize Jack Black as possibly the main player in the film.
Yeah.
So I would say I could see that happening 100%.
Really, well, that's Mario discussed. Unless I was very happy with it, I'm really looking forward to it. What else should we go? What else we got to talk about that's coming up?
Well, there's lots coming up.
Yeah.
We do have to apologise to the millions of people who will be awaiting the big Skull and Bones premiere from yourself, the big Skull and Bones streamer.
That's actually been moved to the month. Well, March, isn't it?
February or March next year, I believe.
March.
It's been delayed out of its November release. That's 100% sure. It was a stacked November/October.
Really yeah.
I feel like it would have got washed out to sea. I don't feel like it would have done much. So I still don't think it's going to do much. I feel like you're its only hope to do
just because I said it looks interesting.
Yeah,
I would much rather play that than Sea of Thieves. I just can't get to Sea of Thieves. It just looks more realistic.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be more fun to play. But we'll see. That's not coming out for a while now in an increasingly stacked 2023.
Yeah.
God
of War is 100% coming out. So sorry, Callum.
It is.
They released. There was another snippet, wasn't there? Another trailer snippet they showed.
No topless podcast from me. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. So thankfully, for the sanity of the internet, that's not going to happen. And we've also got obviously big October games. We've got Mario, who we've just discussed. Sparks of Hope, which they've shown quite a lot of at this point, and looks good. Looks really, really.
Are you picking that up?
I have 2 games in the bag. My brother bought me a double voucher for the Switch. I have 2 games that I've had since April. I
thought you were going to get Xenoblade with one of them.
I was going to, but
and then you just bought a Xenoblade anyway.
I just bought it. I don't know why I bought it. Oh, because I could have just used the voucher for that, but I didn't. So I have earmarked Rabbids and Bayonetta for that voucher.
Bayonetta 3, yeah. Is that part of the vouchers of Bayonetta?
Yep. So that'll be
all Nintendo games, isn't it? Like it's only the Nintendo exclusive games, I think, isn't
it? It can even third-party games you can use as well. It depends on the eShop. I was just trying to wait for a game that was full price.
Because the Pokemon games are on there as well, aren't they?
Yeah, you could get the Pokemon games. Yeah,
I really got it. I like getting them physical. That's my only thing.
Well, why don't we go into what you've been playing? Because I know you've experimented a little bit recently.
So we finished Nexabon. We're still playing Zelda: Link to the Past. Had a bit of a break from that at the moment. Just didn't stream usually on a Sunday, so we're playing it this Sunday. Go back to it. I experimented. We played a bit of Death Gambit Afterlife.
I saw that.
It's an interesting game. I don't know. I think you need a lot of concentration for it. So I'm enjoying it. I might finish that off stream, and then we started our own cult as well. Cult of the Lamb.
I mean, Cult of the Lamb has become sort of almost like a cult phenomenon.
It's a really good game. I really enjoyed it. It's just that sort of I know it's very sort of it's got that Animal Crossing-y vibe in that you have your village and everything.
I was interested. I haven't really seen much. I was interested to jump in your stream, but I think you did a day stream, didn't you, when I was at work?
Yeah. I probably will continue that on stream rather than because you got the little. I like it because you've obviously got to do stuff to improve your village and stuff. But then there's also the story as well. Where you can go out and you start battling and fighting the other cults, like people and stuff like that, and you're trying to get your revenge for being sacrificed. It's interesting. I will continue that. I like that you got like the Twitch integrations as well, where people can sort of like they can join your cult as well.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. That's pretty good.
It's taken. I couldn't get it to work, but I've seen it in other people's streams. But we'll work towards trying to get that to come to life. But
that's good. That's good. I learned a lot about that game.
I've also offline been playing FIFA 23.
Yes. How's FIFA 23?
Yeah, not bad.
As the last ever FIFA EA collaboration.
I like the career mode this year a lot better. The play doesn't feel too bad. But like on Ultimate Team, the usual, I've obviously tried it. I'm not an awful big fan of it at the moment. You can definitely see the change in the games between the two modes. And then I've been back on Horizon Zero Dawn.
So you've got all the way back to the first. So you've ignored.
Well, I haven't. I'm near the end of it, and I kind of just wanted to finish it. So that's been my like chill out game. Trying to get back into without going into playing God of War again, because I know I'd end up having to like just restart it and play it all the way. It's that time just because I haven't played a game of that style. Where you're roaming around, you're battling, and it's movements and stuff. So I thought I'll finish that just to get myself back into that type of game again, ready for next month. Well, for a month. Well, a month tomorrow, isn't it? It's the 7th day. So I got that. I still haven't pre-ordered Sonic Frontiers. I think I may.
I mean, so close to God of War. Do you think?
Yeah, I think I want to just play God of War. I don't know if I will stream it, but my plan, I will pick up Sonic. But what I might do, sounds really bad, being a massive Sonic fan, Sonic t-shirt by the way, is might just wait for it to come down a little bit and then pick it up.
And I don't doubt, I believe it will quite quickly come down.
Yeah, it might be one of them ones I just pick up, over the winter period, over Christmas. And then, of course, we've got Pokemon coming out on the 18th. Are you going to pick it up to play online with us, or?
That's the main hook for me, to be honest. Playing with you guys, which is it is increasingly interesting for me. If we can get online and play some. Other than that,
I think that'll be my game for the. I literally been playing that a lot.
Yeah. They're doing a few interesting things. I did watch the trailer. Did you? Which showed a bit more. Again, you're going to get all of the negativity of the world looks a bit bare, and I didn't. It doesn't look like you can do the old Arceus just throw a Pokeball. They didn't show any of that really.
No, they had a revised menu system, didn't they? It did look different. I like the Let's Go mode where you can just let your Pokemon go out and they'll just challenge.
Yeah, that's good. I feel like a big combination of that plus the Arceus throwing the Pokeball at.
Yeah,
I think
I'm not. I'm still not overly keen with the terrestrial thing. I just think it's a really weird lane. For me, the best one they ever did was the Mega Evolutions, and I would love it if they could bring stuff back that you can do, things like that. Mega Evolutions for me was I thought was the flying was what I thought was the way of improving and injecting a bit more into the current database of Pokemon. Basically, like, they did do a few. You had like Mega Lucario, you had Mega Mewtwo, Charizard. There's an X and a Y. I think for me that X and Y was probably the last games that were like just amazing, like truly amazing. But then also, since then, they've kept their cards close to their chest because they showed everything in. Before it came out, you knew everything. And for me, this is one of the things with this one. You keep seeing the same little ones they've shown you. The new Pokemon, and then also they've shown Giraffic evolution yesterday. They still haven't shown the starter evolutions, and for me, that's a massive thing. They seem to be leaning a lot towards Quaxley. Every character is playing as Quaxley in the trailers. So I don't know. You haven't seen much of Sprigatito.
No, he was in. I just saw like the snippet of him when they're taking the photos.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and I think just obviously they were showing a lot of Lechonk. Lechonk, cool. But I like the 4 different mode things they've got going on there. I like the online thing. I like that you can just kind of do what you want. I'm going to give it a go. I like Sword and Shield. I thought they were okay. The expansion DLCs made it better as well. I didn't really like it. I kind of just pushed myself through the Diamond remake. I didn't like the change up they made with the whole underground thing. But no, I as most things, like I'll play it, and I'm getting the Switch for it anyway, which comes out a week before, doesn't it? So.
Oh yeah, the special edition Switch.
Yes,
please Nintendo, we need a new, more powerful Switch.
Because I need another OLED.
I don't want a special edition OLED Zelda Switch, which I will buy.
People think that they're gonna. The thing is, for me, if we can go on to this if you want. Talking about the Switch Pro, people are calling it. What do you want from the Switch Pro? How do you think they're going to do it?
So, to be honest with you, I don't want a Switch Pro. I want a Switch 2.
Yeah. So for me, I think there's only so much you can do with a handheld predominant.
Yeah, of course.
Console.
I mean, there was all the
so
rumors.
They did the stream the Steam Deck. Sorry, is the software in that is amazing. But for me, the only thing all my Nintendo friends say, "Oh, I can't wait! I need to get a new. I'm not going to get an OLED. I'm going to wait for the new Switch." And they play predominantly handheld. And they're saying, "Oh yeah, it just needs to be more powerful." And I think, I was like, at the moment, the power is comparable to like at best of 360, isn't it? PS3 360-ish.
It's yeah.
I think
I'd say it's in between a PS3 and a PS4 if you want to look at it like that.
But I think there's only one way they would be able to improve if they went for a Pro. Obviously, the screen is good. I think the OLED screen is amazing. It's so much crisper. Memory, you can change it. The memory cards, that's great. I think maybe they might have to do another slot because you can only get so many. The SD cards, you get the ones a bit higher up, they just don't seem to work.
I think you can get them quite like big ones now for cheaper, and they should work. They should work.
But I think to play the latest games, because people still want to play the latest games. I think they'll have to put a SIM card in it. Because a lot of the games now, you get the game and then it says, "Oh, it needs to be cloud-based." So, like, what was it, Tony? I think I bought Tony Hawk.
There's a lot of cloud games now.
And Tony Hawk says internet download required, and it says there membership required because you need to play online to play it.
Yeah.
Because it's cloud-based. So, if you're playing games or if you want to play something and you're thinking about the portability of it, if you've got to be connected to the internet, I know the internet's around everywhere, but there's not many places you can.
Well, let's segue into Stadia dying. Stadia is gone.
Yeah.
And that's what we can say about sort of cloud-based gaming. Stadia, notoriously, Google are quite famous for just creating projects and dropping them quickly.
Yeah.
The technology behind Stadia was actually really good. The streaming was really good. In a way, for the people who didn't like the streaming platform, it's good that it died. But you're not going to be pushing. Cloud gaming hasn't got to a level where it's viable. It's not reliable. There's many areas of the world which just don't have good internet connection, and even those with really good internet connection, it's not perfect.
Yeah. Well, this is it. So going on to that, like I say, with cloud-based, it's not that great for some people in their homes. So imagine being a portable. So for me, I love the Switch. The Switch is amazing. I think if you want to get an improvement, there needs to be new console, not handheld, just a console.
No. I disagree. I think this is where the rivals bit of 16-bit rivals has come into effect. Do not make a console, Nintendo. I just don't believe they'll be able to compete on. They don't want. They're not going to compete on power. The hybrid nature of the Switch is perfect.
Yeah. But no, what I'm thinking of, is that you could integrate the Switch in like the Wii U format. In that the Switch could then become almost like a cloud-based stream. So if you wanted to be in handheld, you could have your console plugged in, you can link it, and you can go and play it downstairs or handheld. Have that, but then that gives you the capability of having the better games. That was just a thought for I just don't. I love it, but I predominantly play a lot, docked because it's just.
I would say for me, what I would like to see is just they're working with NVIDIA, who have been really working on their DLSS technology, upscaling. Center it around that. Center your architecture around DLSS to get the best out of it, so that when you do dock it, it looks a lot better on a blown up screen. Because that's where on the actual Switch, even though it's a 720 screen, it looks good. It looks sharp. It doesn't. You can forgive some of the blemishes because they're not readily. You can't see them as much. The games look really good, but you put it on the screen and you'll see the more pop in. You'll see more the slowdown. A lot of things.
They should be able to do 1080. 1080 has been around for so many years now. I remember it was the Xbox 360 era, wasn't it? Because I remember I had the original Xbox 360 and it still had the 3 ports at the back. And then they released the newer model, which came with a HDMI, which is the very first.
It's the argument. I mean, I've seen the argument bandied about that Switch is very old in the tooth now. So the games are looking even uglier now compared to obviously PlayStation 5 and Xbox.
Breath of the Wild still looks amazing. It was
Breath
of
the Wild looks great. Mario Odyssey still looks great.
Yeah, Mario Odyssey. Yeah, games like that look really good. And it's because of the design of them, I guess. But they look good when you play them on full screen as well.
The design, the optimization of them, the design of them, the style of them, they look good, and I always have. And I don't necessarily think you need to throw tons of pixels out of it. You look at something like Xenoblade, it's not the best looking game in sort of textures and pixel density and stuff, but they're working with the Switch hardware, which again is really old, and they're also throwing a ton of characters in the things. You've got 7 characters and upwards of however many enemies, all on one screen, but then there's a lot going on. And I don't think you could make that type of game with graphical fidelity of, say, a Horizon Forbidden West, and I just think they would die. So you need to lose something in the build of a game in order to get it, unless you have super really
this is what I say about Pokemon when you're saying about it being a bit sparse. In the background is there's Pokemon going on. There's all the animation. They will make and with it being open world without loading certain areas up to fill out, they've got to use less pixels basically to fill out the game.
This is it. But so that's what we want from a Switch Pro or 2. I am weak-minded and will buy a Zelda Switch if they release one, even if it's just a special edition model with no changes to hardware.
You don't have an OLED though, do you?
I do.
You do have an OLED?
Yeah. Yep. So I've got 2 Switches at the moment. My old one and my new one.
Well, I've already got a Pokemon Switch. I have a Switch OLED and the Lite.
Yeah.
Which now doesn't get played.
Yeah. Obviously, the OLED's coming out. But yeah.
But I'm getting the OLED. I don't know. It's quite nice to have another console to switch around. I'll probably end up playing that one more. But,
yeah. So we will mention our missing team member. Who, if you want to go and watch him, he is running down the end of his Chorley save.
He is indeed, yeah.
Because if you don't know, FM23 is happening around the same time as God of War and Sonic, as it happens. So
yeah,
Cal
is going to get swept under the carpet, that one.
Cal is doing really well, and he is literally gonna end strong with Chorley. He's taken them to the Premiership. He's doing some European
Europa League, isn't he?
Europa League. And he's doing really well. So go catch him on Twitch on Callum on Twitch, and you'll find him there. And also, I just want to just also give me a second. Apologies, my voice is really struggling at the moment. We are on multiple platforms now. So recently, good job by Ridges. Working hard on the graphics and getting us on multiple platforms. We're on Spotify now. We're on Twitter. We're on TikTok, believe it or not.
So that's nothing to do with me.
we are spreading around. I dipped my toe into TikToks purely for the channel's sake. So please go follow us everywhere on, obviously here on YouTube. We're just experimenting, trying to get a few things in the pipeline. We do actually have a couple more specials lined up. We've got a big special with some multiple guests in the works. So please be excited for that. A lot of work's going to go into that, just getting it organised so we can all be together, let alone actually developing the episode. We're working on everything, aren't we? So we're on Spotify, YouTube, Twitter.
We are trying our best to make it visually likable, and also make sure the audio is crisp and clear if anyone wants to listen to us.
If you want to give us any tips in the comments, or if you know anywhere to go, just bear in mind we're a very young channel and we're just looking to improve. However slowly it is, this is a mini episode. Will we be classing it as episode 11, or is it just a mini special?
I don't know if we can class it as an episode, maybe because we haven't got Callum with us. Yeah. So I would say it's just a roundup of our.
This is a mini episode that we just wanted to put in so that we
episode 10.5.
Episode 10.5. Yeah, I agree. I agree. So that's kind of it from us. We've run short of an hour. I believe if you want to, obviously there's no mini game because we need both.
I win.
Wizards would win automatically. I do have a mini game already cocked and loaded for the next episode, and like I said, we do have a very special in the works as well, which I hope you'll all look forward to. And we will have guests as well, I am sure, new guests and old guests returning more than likely for next sort of episodes. And please join us for impressions on God of War, on Sonic, on FM23, on FIFA 23, on Bayonetta 3, on Mario and Rabbids, on
3.
So yeah, there's a lot to come, and obviously Pokemon. And join us for the latest news and headlines, and of course, mini games. Thank you for joining myself and Ridges. Ridges, just tell us where we can find you.
You can find me on here. You can find me on Twitch, which is just at Ridges. Twitter for any updates, but I have changed. It's not Game Ridges anymore. It's Ridges_.
Okay.
So it is Ridges_. Yeah, so that's me in a nutshell.
And you can find me for one final stream on Twitch, which is Flawed Gamer. And after that stream,
we're waiting to find out when it is.
Yeah, it will be after my holiday. possibly in the next couple of weeks, but it's coming soon. It's the last ever flawed stream, and then you can find me here on YouTube. You can find us, like I just mentioned, at 16-Bit Rivals, and TikTok, on Twitter as well at 16-Bit Rivals, and obviously here on the YouTube and Spotify. Spotify is it just 16-Bit Rivals as well?
It is, yeah.
Yes, excellent. So yeah, thank you very much for joining us.
You'll find you in our games as well, when we're playing stuff. So
yeah, of course, definitely. So thank you for joining us for this mini episode, which wasn't particularly mini, but yeah, and that's our thoughts on Mario and Pokemon and the Switch successor. Again, thank you very much, and we will look forward to seeing you when we are a whole again for the actual episode 11. Good night,
see you guys. Bye-bye.